Forever. Dog.
And we're back. Hi, everybody. It's Michelle.
Well, you know the category of comedians that are the best and that we like the most are the ones that like housewives. That is the overlap. I just figured it out during quarantine where it's like, holy shit, there's an army of comedians who love housewives and they all seem to be my favorites. This is it. We're so lucky.
I actually love that you said that. I agree totally. It's people who like to consume garbage. I mean, for me, I'm saying I want garbage, eyes, ears, mouth, every hole. I just need garbage constantly getting shoved into it. So wait, are you both, Kara, you're up to date on Housewives and Liza, I hope?
Yes, I just haven't watched last night's Potomac or Atlanta.
Me neither. So we're all on the same page. Okay.
Yeah.
Can we not all agree? Potomac is, in my opinion, and this is not to shade the Salt Lake City girls who I love, but Potomac is, in my opinion, the best city, the best drama, the best housewives, husbands, style, intelligence, comedy. Take it away. Argue with me. I'm open to it.
I would put for New York is number one for me forever and always, but I would put Potomac at number 2.
And to be fair, on New York, there are no husbands to compare. So
yeah,
no one is a housewife. No one is a wife. So
none of them have a house.
One small difference.
Yeah.
No, I was just saying we were talking about Potomac the other day and someone was like, oh yeah, all their husbands are not good. But I was, except Juan. But then I like Wendy's husband too. I think he's cute.
He's a nice guy. I like Wendy.
Yeah.
Wendy really turned for me because at the beginning when I was just like, she came in too hot. Sometimes I think you got to come in a little bit, like ease your way in. And she came in guns a-blazing with a fight, like second episode. And then she had to kind of work her way into my good graces. But now I really like her a lot. And I love Ashley. Sorry to say, honestly, I like pretty much all of them. I even like Monique, even though she was engaged in that fight. I like her.
I've been finding myself making a lot of excuses for her about that fight. I feel like I know it. She's at fault, but I'm like, but Candace, what? Like, I don't know. I hate Candace. I recognize that Candace is wonderful television, but I just hate her.
I have to agree.
You don't press charges on a fight. That's like disgusting to me. You guys fought. You both fought. You don't go to court with your friends. I don't love it. But Robin is my favorite of that crew. Robin,
too.
I want her hat.
Sleepy ass Robin.
I want to be sleepy with her.
Robin also, Karen is I feel like Karen to me is my favorite working comedian. She's literally the funniest. Everything this woman says, every look, she just is one of the funniest people ever. She's inherently hilarious, whether she knows it or not. I love her. Here's a question for you. I was going to ask a question about the wives.
Well, I want to say our first SVU episode for our podcast, Luann de Lesseps is in it. So we picked one to get all our interests together.
Without spoiling too much, I've heard a rumor that Luann may have a new song coming out soon. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that or not.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
I'm excited.
I don't know if I'm allowed to say that.
Did she tell you?
Well,
I'm not. If you think I'm going to reveal my sources for the Luann de Lesseps gossip,
Michelle and I do have a mutual friend who has performed on her cabaret several times as well.
By the way, I performed on her cabaret. I traveled with her. It is. I will tell you this: that doing her shows, and especially when it's like sold out, like in a casino where it's 1 million people, you could not ask for a better audience. So one thing
I'm sure.
Oh, they're literally imagine a room full of people, all wasted. Gay men and women who
our audience and literally they're hammered. Yeah.
They're wasted and all they want to do is get entertained. And let's put it this way. When you get on that stage, they're ready. They're really excited. They're just excited. And so it's fun. But she's a good performer. Listen, she has a new song coming out is what I will say. Now, Salt Lake City has been incredible.
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to shade it real quick.
I would never.
I love Salt Lake.
No.
I
would
really
never.
do.
I
like
great.
Cousins. The Cousins are my favorite.
Salt Lake is definitely though an example of a show of like a franchise that started after we were 12 years into these franchises. Like they know what to do. They've seen a lot of it. I sometimes I find Jen Shaw a little performative, but overall I'm really into them. I really like Heather Gay a lot.
Love Heather.
Yeah.
I find my only issue with Mary Cosby
Yes.
is that every time I look at her, she reminds me of when E.T. put the lady's clothing on to like blend in. Do you remember? She has a real, because she's very little, like she's very, very skinny, and you know his little neck. You know, I love E.T. so much. E.T. cracks me the actual fuck up. Like you send me any E.T. picture, I'm like on the floor dying. But she just looks like kind of too small for her clothes. Like everything she wears, she's just like her bones are a size too small for her, and there's something too shriveled about her that brings to mind E.T. But also, have you read into how her church is a cult? Like you should do a deep dive on that.
I think any church leader that is like wearing all designer clothing and has multiple homes and is giving their friends Louis Vuitton as like a place setting gift at a brunch, like you're appropriating some funds here that like I don't think she can be good, right?
I want to appropriate funds so badly. Like when are we going to break some laws and get rich? That's, Liza,
I just
be good
want
at that.
a bank account in the Caymans. Why can't we have that?
I feel like, Liza, honestly, from what I know about you, I feel like we could scam some people. Kara's very sweet. But Liza, you've got an edge.
I'm a bad liar. I would scam like bad men. Like I would go into incels and like rob them blind for sure. Or like, I would love some justice scamming.
Wow, that's a new podcast.
A Robin Hood. Lisa would be a Robin Hood type.
Yeah.
If you had a podcast called The Justice Scammers, where you just went like after the guy who stole from me and all these guys who like have fucked women over, you would become extremely famous and very wealthy. And I really want that for the two of you, frankly. So let's just do it.
We're going to pivot our podcast. Comes out tomorrow, but we've got a new idea.
Do you mind pivoting the pod to do this? That would just be great. Hey friends, at this moment in time, you might be looking to talk to someone about what's going on around you or what you're dealing with yourself. And if so, I wanted to remind you that you can always turn to BetterHelp. BetterHelp is professional counseling done securely online. And they have so many different counselors with various expertise that you're covered for whatever you want to work on. These are licensed professional therapists you can chat with over the phone or video, whatever you're comfortable with. However you want to chat, set it up with your therapist and do what's best for you. Another perk, BetterHelp is more affordable than traditional offline counseling, and you can start talking to your therapist in under 48 hours. Such a quick turnaround, and with everything going on, I mean, who wants to wait? BetterHelp assesses your needs to give you your own therapeutic match. They're committed to pairing great teams, so it's free and easy to change counselors if you ever need to. So visit BetterHelp.com/Michelle. That's BetterHelp, H-E-L-P, and join the over 1 million people who have taken charge of their mental health with the help of an experienced professional. In fact, so many people have been using BetterHelp that they're recruiting additional counselors in all 50 states. If there's a therapist who's listening and looking. And of course, a special offer for all of my listeners. Now you can get 10% off your very first month at BetterHelp.com/Michelle. That's 10% off your first month at BetterHelp.com/Michelle. Midnight snackers, are you trying to get into wine but are unsure of how to start? Or maybe you're looking for a variety of wines for this holiday season but need a little help. Well, look no further than Bright Cellars. Bright Cellars is the wine subscription service that helps you find wines you love while making wine more accessible to everyone. God bless them for that. And it's so easy to get started with Bright Cellars. You just take a 30-second quiz and they will pair you with 6 unique and personalized wines. I took their quiz and they matched me with some new wines I wasn't sure I'd be into, but alas, they were right. It's like Tinder for drinking. Hello, get into it. They sent me this light-bodied white wine from Tag and Title that had lime, white peach, apple, and white pepper. Okay. I was skeptical at first that the pepper was going to be a little too peppery, but people, Mishy, loved the peps. It was bright and zesty, delicious. Bright Cellars provides a unique wine education experience to help members better understand where wine comes from, better understand food pairings, temperature to serve wine at, so many other things. It's a really great gift. They also offer gift boxes and gift cards, which is really the perfect stocking stuffer for the wine lover in your life. So give Bright Cellars a try. For Midnight Snack listeners only, are you ready for this? We're giving you 50% off your first 6 bottles from Bright Cellars by going to brightcellars.com/midnight snack. That's Bright Cellars, CELLARS.com/midnight snack. You're going to take a 7-question quiz. You get your wine matches and going to get 50% off of your first 6-bottle order. Let's talk Law and Order. Now, I will say this. I have a few pop culture blind spots that I'm ashamed of. And in fact, I was going to ask the two of you if you had one that you'd be willing to admit on this podcast, because like I've met people who've never seen Seinfeld, which to me, number one, you're an anti-Semite. Like if you tell me that you've never seen Seinfeld, I'm like, just say you hate Jews and let's move on, you know? But I don't know. I feel like Law and Order is that one thing where I just have never taken in an entire episode, and I don't even know what channel it's on. I think TNT. I don't know.
How dare you?
I'm not trying to be an asshole. I genuinely don't. It's just like blind spot. I don't know.
TNT is where Law and Order Original Recipe plays and on repeat, but USA is where you can always find an Ion. I mean, literally, there's an SVU on like as we're speaking. There's one on like all the time. I think that's why it's so successful.
50.
Yeah, like any local channels it's syndicated, but USA is what does like the big marathons. Which I'm surprised because you travel so much. I'm surprised you've never been like in a hotel room and popped it on and been like, oh, Cynthia Nixon, because like there's all kinds of big guest stars in all of them.
I'm telling you, I'm not bragging. I'm not trying to sound better than you by saying I've never seen it. I'm just saying it's
surprising.
Haven't. I know. Yeah. I've never seen Law and Order. I've never seen a full episode of The Kardashians. That's also true.
Ooh, that's shocking. That's actually shocking. Is that a moral decision?
They do nothing. They could not do less for me. I just do not. They don't register for me.
Yeah. I don't think I've seen like a full episode. I've definitely probably watched 15 minutes maybe before, like like with my sister, but I don't watch that at all.
So can you actually try to convince me, the two of you right now, to make a case for me to watch an episode of Law and Order? And I will say before you start that I have asked you to prepare 3 episodes with which to pitch me on.
Okay.
And I'm if you want to bring them up now, because you know this podcast we like to call freewheeling, unplanned. So this is arguably more format than we've ever actually had done on the show. But if you want to pitch me and go line by line, sell me, make me watch an episode of Law and Order, SVU, Liza Treyger, Kara Klenk, take it away.
Well, for these 3 episodes, we pick star-studded guest stars. And we really focused on one episode in particular where there is a gibbon monkey jumping out of a basketball and hugging a man.
Yeah. So we picked for your interests. Okay.
Can I say something? I'm sorry. I have to say one thing. When I worked at Best Week Ever with a guy named Dan Hopper, who is hilarious, I have seen that clip of the monkey jumping out of the basketball and hugging a guy, right? He jumps onto a man.
Hugging Dan Florek, a.k.a. Captain Cragen.
Yes. I actually have seen that. And I don't want to upset you, but even after having seen the gibbon pop out of the b-ball, I still never saw.
Wow, then this is going to be hard.
It's going to be hard, but I'm willing. Okay, hit me. Talk to me about the gibbon.
So, well, tell us, which one should we start? So we have the gibbon. We have one with Luke Perry, Darlene from Roseanne, and Julie Bowen.
Okay.
And then we have one with Cynthia Nixon, who plays a multiple personality kind of. She has 5 characters.
Start with that one because I love anything Cynthia related, and this one may snag me. So take it away.
Okay, great. So Cynthia Nixon, do you want me? She calls the squad room and she's like, "Hey, I'm a therapist, and I think one of my clients is scrubbing her baby clean because she's a dirty little slut." And so
She actually doesn't say that.
Yes, she of course she does.
That's what the client told her. She's not like, "This baby is a dirty little slut." Like the client said.
I have to tell you something. I got to stop you. I'm already completely in shock. Go on.
Well, that's the thing that's the thing that you're gonna like about the show. First of all, there's 476 episodes. You don't like one, move on. The next one is going to do it for you. Like,
okay,
you spend a lot of time with your like jaw dropped, being like, "What?" Like it's crazy.
So scrubbing her baby because she's a dirty little slut. Okay, go on.
So they run to Janice's apartment and they find it's a baby doll in the tub. It's not a real baby. They look at a photo. Cynthia Nixon is Janice. She's also the doctor, and she works at the museum as a spider expert, and she hunts spiders in churches and caves. So they have to go find this therapist / Janice. When they find her, she becomes a girl named Tammy, who's a little child.
Okay, I'm really liking this.
She has the dissociative personality disorder or whatever. So she just kind of goes in and out of these. And like one is like, "Detective Stapler," like one is like a little baby voice, and like Cynthia Nixon, I believe is a Tony Award-winning actress. I mean, she's theater, so
she was in
Amadeus.
Got the chops. I'll tell you this: she was in Amadeus. No one knows that. Here's a funny thing: do they I'm sorry, did she actually work at the museum spider hunting, or how did they?
Yeah, that's the real her. The real her is a spider hunter.
It's too much.
That's the
it's
real
just
her.
Too much. It's too much.
The therapist is an alter. The baby girl is like the Tammy is an alter. Like, yeah.
I really hope that her spider hunting voice was Australian, so she could just be like, "Yeah, excuse me, I'm spider hunting. Yeah, do you mind? I'm in the middle of spider hunting. Thank you very much." Like that would have.
Michelle, good Australian.
Well, just spider hunting is a fun one to say with the accent. Okay, so she's a spider hunter, little dirty, slutty baby, therapist, child,
So then,
Tammy.
in the interrogation, the detectives go a little hard on her, and she becomes a Russian and slaps Christopher Maloney in the face and goes, "You can't take a slap," and slaps him. So that was great. And then there's one more character, Dory, who's like a teen 20-year-old
But
slut.
Dory has a big crush on Stabler, right? On
Yeah.
Christopher Maloney.
Yeah.
So like at the end of the episode, she's like at Stabler's house, like threatening his wife and kids because she's like, Stabler. Like it's like fucking crazy.
She has 2 pigtails and a knife, and she
Yeah.
just wants to like stab his wife and fuck him, which
Can I ask
is
you a question?
fair.
Is this show supposed to be funny? Like, I'm not trying to sound rude. Is this sounds hilarious to me? Like,
No, when you're watching it, it's serious, but like,
Okay.
because like, I mean, there are people with multiple personalities. This is just obviously like a heightening for television. So, you know, but when you talk about it with your friends afterwards, it is funny. Like, I think that's the premise of our podcast is that
well,
we're trying to
Kara,
make it
when you
funny.
break into the voice, I'm loving every second of it. When you're like, Stabler, don't come downstairs.
But they do have a sense of humor. Like they will.
Yeah, they make jokes. They have jokes.
They
There's like a
make
lot of
jokes.
puns.
Ice-T likes to, like, oh, and she got anal trauma on the way down. You know, like, I don't know if that's the
What?
funniest line, but.
What are you talking about? Yeah, and she got anal trauma on the way down.
Well,
That's
we talk
Ice-T.
about that. That's actually from our first episode, and actually, it's Mariska Hargitay that says that,
Yeah.
and you'll get the context when you listen to the first episode because I know Michelle that you're planning on
Obviously.
subscribing and listening to every episode.
I'm gonna subscribe and review. I'm gonna review, and I would hope that the two of you do the same.
Yes.
Midnight
Oh my
Yes.
God. I will review. I will make 7 alters. One will be a baby that was like, I really like Michelle podcast.
Stabler, I like your podcast. Come downstairs. That voice comes all too now. Maybe I have this disease. I'm like, wait, I'm really clicking with this
Michelle
character.
has multiple personalities.
Okay, so wait, so the next episode, explain the gibbon monkey in the basketball.
Oh, wait.
Okay.
We do
Oh,
want to
fuck.
explain. So,
Sorry.
all of this is actually just an act. And they end up murdering. So, Cynthia Nixon and her sister, who was in jail for a while, they end up murdering their parents in their sleep because they were abused by them. And then because they look at old photos, they see in the background, they have a bookcase with all these legal and psychological books. And they learn that this was all an act. It was all a plan. She does not have multiple personalities at all.
But she knew how to beat it with an insanity defense.
Oh shit! This happens in 60 minutes, like under an hour.
Yeah,
Yes.
40,
Yeah.
like 43 minutes probably.
Okay, you're
And
actually
it's-
starting to convince me. Like
Okay,
I,
yeah.
Okay.
Well,
go
we've
on.
got 2 more
But then
episodes.
the
to talk
end, the
about.
heartbreaking twist is she goes, "Yeah, I did it, and you can't get me double jeopardy." And then they go, "Yeah, but we can arrest your sister." So they end up, and then she's like, "But we were abused," and that's like the end, is like her sister being taken away.
I have to ask the obvious question here. Liza, acting training. You're very good. Where did you the dad abuse line? I went, what, Liza? Oh my God, you really have a gift. You're natural. Are you auditioning? You should be. I'm not saying that to be funny.
Oh, yes. She auditions all the time. I
Yeah.
sometimes do line readings with her. She's very good.
No, really.
No, I love my acting coach. Do you ever go to TED in New York,
Girl,
Slabowski?
who Ted? No.
Ted is awesome.
Oh.
Ted is like, he's gay in his 50s. He lived in Times Square in the 80s. I mean, he's
Oh, I
from a
love that.
Polish family. The parents, they don't like that he's gay. And he is amazing. And I love him so much. And so, like, I've talked to him once during pandemic. I'm like, how many of these sessions turn into therapy? He goes, a little bit of each one.
Wait
He's
a
like,
minute. Every session, can I tell you this? Any person I talk to during pandemic, it's therapy. If
Yeah.
I call United, I got the United Premier desk because I had to like do something. And I was on the phone with a woman for an hour. We were just like laughing. We had the best time. I'm going, this is free therapy. Anytime you get to talk to a stranger who's nice,
Yeah.
done. But acting especially because you have to tap into so many emotions and trauma in order to be an actor. I'm not a good actress. I don't think I am anyway. But
I've grown so much with him, and he makes you feel great about yourself and like the compliments. And so I usually would see him right before an audition, and I would leave his room just like, this is it. I actually had an audition in Russian once, and that was really fun.
I could see that for you. Genuinely.
Yeah, I didn't get the part, but I love doing it.
I wish I was your agent. I would push you. I'd be like, Kara, you too. But Liza's got Kara, you too. But this Liza, I don't know.
Did you see Kara
I guess my baby
Carvana
voice
commercial?
isn't good enough to take me all the way.
Excuse me,
She
did
was
I
in
not
a
hire
Carvana
you?
commercial.
You? Oh my God, you were?
Yeah,
Yes.
but yes, I have recently in a Carvana commercial where I don't speak, but I have a lot of facial expressions.
She has the funniest faces you've ever seen on television.
Wait,
It's so good.
I love Carvana, by the way. I bought and then immediately returned a car from them, but could not have been easier. They brought that whole truck down my street in New York. I bought a link. Everyone hates when I talk about cars, but here I go again. I got a Lincoln MKC, which is their little baby SUV, for a steal. It was genuinely like $5,000 less than like what it should have been worth.
Why
and
return?
because listen to this, I sat in it. Now, you know, I'm a big, long, wide-assed woman, and I'm okay with it. I've learned to love it. The seat was so narrow, and it was like a bucket seat. So the wings on the side were like cutting into my thigh. And I thought, even if there was no way to hang off the side, like it was getting dug into. And then I found out after I returned it that there's like a button you can press that flattens that.
That flattens it? Oh, no.
But the guy didn't know. I didn't know. And I was just like, my body's in pain. Like, I can't drive this car. And so I ended up spending, this is all so boring. But the point is, I really liked Carvana, free ad. And I like that they hired you. See?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was the person I'm sitting next to in it, who I, struck up a little day-long friendship with, is one of John Ritter's sons.
Oh, no kidding. The other one?
Yeah, the other one. Yeah.
Oh, that's
not
lovely.
the one from Girls, but the other one. Yeah.
Is he handsome?
Yeah, and so nice. Like, it just looks exactly like his dad. It's like crazy.
That Ritter gene, they're the nicest.
Yeah.
Jason Ritter is the son that I know. Jason is such a nice guy. Sweet, sweet, sweet.
I think this one is Tyler, and he really, really nice guy.
It's funny because I feel like with celebrity children, there's always a good and a bad. Like, obviously, I'm going to go to the obvious one, which is Colin and Chet Hanks, who, Colin is like angel baby, sweet. And then Chet is just speaking in Jamaican accents constantly. And I do have a bit of love for Chet because he's literally such an idiot. And I like that Tom Hanks has something to be embarrassed about. I can't explain it. I just like that. I'm like, good. I'm glad he has I'm glad he has some shame.
Okay, should we get to the second episode?
Is Chet Hanks in it? Because if he's not, I don't really
you know
need
what?
to hear it.
What an amazing idea. Honestly, such an amazing idea. They should go out to Chet Hanks for something. He would be perfect.
100%. Okay.
He would
Hit
be
me
so
with
good.
the second episode. I'm
Or
ready.
a storyline where like a Tom Hanks style kid ends up being like a sexual predator. That would be fun too.
Well, is this a true story or what? Because I could see it happening. Allegedly, I'm just saying, not far off. Okay, episode 2. I'm hoping this is Gibbons, but if not, I'll understand.
Yes.
Okay, good.
This one's really fun, and they do a really cool thing where I love this in Housewives too, where they start with like drama in a hospital. And like someone's on the table, and then you see it's fucking Stabler, and then they go like 1 week early.
Yeah.
Oh, they do the flashback.
Yeah, I love
they've
that.
gotten really good at that with showing us footage that you've never seen in like grainy black and white, like the Black Dahlia style from like weeks ago. Like, oh, well, actually, it's incredible.
Salt Lake, they're doing that all the time. They're like 3 months earlier. I'm like, how long have you been filming these bitches? Like, they have so much like backstory on them, like piled up. It's crazy.
Wait, how do you feel about Vanderpump ending? Oh,
wait, is it done for good? I thought only Jax got fired.
Yeah, they just announced it. Like, they haven't renewed anybody's contracts. It's done. Everyone's racist. They're all fucking terrible. You're doing a show about WeHo where no one is gay. Like, I can't. Like, get it? I'm done with it.
I have personal drama with Jax, as most people do. He's horrible. So I was happy to see him and Brittany get fired. And I kind of think it's good that they announced it as though they got fired before the show. Instead of just ending the show, I think it's funny that they gave people a day to celebrate Jax and Brittany getting fired. Because
exactly.
I did. Jax is just one of the worst people of all time. Some of those people are nice. Honestly, the show, that's another one that I watched here and there. I got into it for a season and then out of it. Like Below Deck is not capturing my attention this season. There's just
no. I'm not a Below Deck person.
I usually love it, but this season,
I don't care.
It's just gotten bad. I don't know. I think also we should just be grateful that we're getting any new TV right now. The fact that that they're still. The fact that they're airing more than one Housewives season right now instead of just letting us have one new city per week, you know what I mean? To like lengthen it.
Yeah, and especially when they have to keep shutting down because everybody on the cast is getting COVID. Like, I mean,
forget it. I wish that I looked and sounded like Meredith from Salt Lake City. Like, I wish that I was a bone thin, single nostril. Let me say this: single nostril, nasal, wealthy, gorgeous Jewish woman who never works up any sort of energy in her speech. Here's the most
thing. We're separating. We'll see what happens.
Wow.
Like, she's just so
Kara. Hold on a minute. No offense, Lee's like, Kara, now what about your acting career?
Yeah.
That was really good. Hey friends, we all know that this year our holiday may look different. We might not be able to get together in the same way, but that shouldn't stop us from feeling connected. That's why I'm focusing on giving some more meaningful and unique gifts this year. And I found a perfect one, a chance for my loved ones to tell their story and share memories using Storyworth. Storyworth is an online service that helps your loved ones share stories through thought-provoking questions about their memories, life stories, and personal thoughts. It's a fun new way to engage with family, especially those that you can't see in person, and to stay close. Every week, Storyworth emails your family members different story prompts, questions you've never really thought to ask. Questions like, what's a small decision you made that ended up having a big impact on your life? And if you could see into the future, what would you want to find out? Storyworth makes it able to start a conversation with a loved one that you just never knew you could. It helps them think of memories that they haven't thought of in such a long time and get it all into one place. Like, they're just things about my mom and dad that I've really never asked or we've never delved in on. What was their dating life like when they were teenagers and in their 20s? I literally don't know. What was high school like for them? Who were their friends? What kind of things did they want to accomplish in their lives? I think these are all really nice questions that will not only be fun to read about, but frankly will be fun for them to think about and remember. It's just a really wonderful thing. After 1 year, Storyworth will compile all your stories, including photos, into a beautiful keepsake book that's shipped for free. So give your loved ones the gift of spending time together wherever you live with Storyworth. Get started right away with no shipping required by going to storyworth.com/midnightsnack. You're going to get $10 off of your first purchase. That's storyworth.com/midnightsnack for $10 off. Hey, Midnight Snackers. Now that I'm in London, you know what I miss back home? My Helix mattress and my friends. Unfortunately, my London flat does not have my Midnight Helix mattress, which I love so much. But why do I love it? Well, it's an incredibly comfortable, medium firm bed, just like me. Perfect for side sleepers, and it was designed for pressure relief, which we could all use nowadays. Helix Sleep are American-made, personalized mattresses shipped straight to your door with free, no-contact delivery, free returns, and a 100-night sleep trial. It doesn't matter what position you sleep in, whether you run hot or not, or how firm you want your mattress, Helix has mattresses for everybody. To find out your match, you just take the 2-minute Helix quiz. They gather some information about your body type and sleep preferences to find you the perfect mattress. It's that simple. And it's not just me that's a Helix fan. Helix was awarded the #1 best overall mattress pick of 2020 by GQ, Wired Magazine, and Apartment Therapy. Plus, they have a 10-year warranty, and you get to try it out for 100 nights risk-free. And they'll even pick it up for you if you don't love it. But obviously, you're going to. Just go to helixsleep.com/Michelle, take their 2-minute sleep quiz, and they'll match you to a customized mattress that will give you the best sleep of your life. And right now, are you ready for this deal? You know you are. Helix is offering up to $200 off of all mattress orders. Get up to $200 off at helixsleep.com/Michelle. That's helixsleep.com/Michelle.
You know what? I will say I'm okay at imitations. I'll give that to myself.
Can Meredith tell me about this next Law and Order episode? Because that would really make me laugh.
Okay, so what happens is there's this woman and they find her dead. No, I can't do it.
Wait, but honestly, okay. I'm loving it. I'm like on the edge of my seat. Look at me. I'm so excited. Okay, go. We found a woman
So,
dead.
okay, wait.
Uh-huh.
So this is like, you know, one of these things where it starts out completely different than you think it is. Like it starts with this model found dead, and then it turns out she has an identical twin sister, and then her identical twin sister is like, she's been running animals for a
Well, we don't find out first. We first meet the twin, and then we meet Big Boy from Outcast.
yeah.
What?
And Big Boy from Outcast says from this dead woman, she is an animal smuggler, and the wounds on her were from a tiger. So they need to find the tiger that wounded her. And Big Boy's tiger is not the tiger that attacked her.
Yeah,
Now,
they
did they cut to a
DNA
tiger?
test the saliva. They DNA test like the saliva of the tiger to like exclude the tiger from.
Okay, I haven't seen this episode, but I'm obviously imagining it as you tell it, and I'm just like picturing them cutting to this tiger going, like just like this wide-eyed. You know when they have videos
got
of like
the wrong
guilty
tiger.
dogs where they have like two dogs and one is just like tail wagging sweet and another one is like squinting into the ground. That's what I'm picturing. So cute.
And guess who else is
like
in
they
this?
did a tiger lineup.
yeah, it's so cute. Yeah.
Madonna's ex-husband is in this. Ciccone or whatever.
Carlos Leon?
He is in it.
Wow, he's a Miami legend, girls.
Really?
Well, yeah.
Well, I mean,
Ish. Okay, so go on.
soon he's going to be known as Lola's dad when she starts getting more famous. Okay, so basically, Big Boy plays a hip hop artist named Gott's Money. He eventually gets eaten by a tiger.
No.
A hyena.
A hyena.
Hyenas eat him.
Hyenas eat him.
I'm sorry, I have to
Like,
do these
And the
writers
hyenas puke out the necklace.
Wait, I have to ask an obvious question. I didn't know that my mind was going to be blown. Do these writers get paid?
Yeah.
Do the writers for the show get paid? What are you talking about? Okay,
I think
go on.
they're union. I think they're getting paid quite a bit.
Oh, wow.
So basically, like, we get into this whole animal smuggling plot line, and it's just wild that like Elliot Stabler goes undercover as like a someone who works for like what, Fish and Wildlife.
You know,
And-
he goes undercover as a man who's a TSA agent who's smuggling ecstasy, who's wanting to get into animal smuggling.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
All right.
Big
I'm
Boy
in.
introduces him to a Russian and a Jamaican man.
Chet Hanks?
And
See, this would have been a great part for Chet. He's like, I won't do the
Jamaican
accent.
man would have been a great part for Chet.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. He could have played both. You could have had Colin as the Russian, Chet as the Jamaican. I can't do the accent even as Chet because I'll never work again.
Yeah.
But I'm good at it for the record.
No, we
Go
can't
on.
even imitate a white person imitating a Jamaican person. It's wrong.
That's what I mean. That is what I'd be doing. Okay, go on.
Even though Chet is ripe for parody. Anyway.
And then the Russian, this is what pisses me off. He used to smuggle women, and he said, why? You make as much money selling animals as women, but half the penalty. So that's a little upsetting to find out.
Oh, I don't like that at all. All right.
No.
So, I mean, it's essentially like, yeah, you're just getting a lot of animals. Like, there's obviously a big bust at the end where the monkey comes out of the basketball.
Oh my God.
That's what I
We
want to hear
also
about.
learn that they have to smuggle in this monkey, and there's only 17 gibbons in the world. And Elliot's like, well, what do people need these monkeys for? And they say they make chopsticks out of their bones for the man who has everything. And so that's upsetting. Like,
I'm
a
sorry.
pet monkey's different.
I'm sorry. I genuinely, I have to stop you. I can listen to stupid shit for a long time. Like, I have a high threshold for dumb shit. That they make chopsticks out of their bones for the man who has everything, out of gibbon bones. And this is not a true thing. There's no way that that's something that actually happens. I just don't really have anything to say about it. I actually want to read you something funny, monkey related, that I just reminded me of, if I may just read this quickly. I'm very pro-vaccine. I don't know how you girls feel. I want them to I want it first. I want
Yes.
to kick an old
Yes.
person down for
I
it.
really enjoyed your I want the vaccine to be blow darted into me tweet.
I want it into my fucking neck as viciously and voraciously as possible. But my friend Elise Morales quoted a comment. She said, I'm freezing my ass off in line to get COVID tested. I had to unfollow this professional chef I met once because they posted the vaccine will transfer a monkey's memories to you. And we know this, sounds like a Law and Order plot. We know this because of studies that were done on snails. Can I just read this guy's comment about the vaccine? Because
Please.
you know, I love monkeys, right? Like, I'm a huge pro monkey. I love a chimp. I always say, I've said it every week, number one way to go, death by chimp, my dream. So this person wrote, quick cue. Have you looked into how RNA vaccines can modify your DNA? I'm not an anti-vaxxer. Cut to the innocent tiger. Come on. I'm just bringing up that there are other more traditional vaccines in Europe that don't carry this risk. Furthermore, RNA can transfer memories. They've done studies with snails. Life is complicated enough without getting a lab monkey flashback. Now, let me just stop to say.
I can't even.
I would, a monkey flashback for me, I'm more sold than ever. More sold than ever. Which one is it? Moderna or Pfizer? I want it. I want them both. Why limit myself?
Excuse me. Is this the one that comes with the monkey memories? Like you have to make sure. Make sure you're getting the right one.
I have a question. If I may. Go on.
Did you love that monkey that came out with like red pants fur and blue eyeshadow looking? Have you saw that monkey?
Did I see that monkey? It made it to my
So
stories.
beautiful.
That monkey. Well, they're just monkeys are the most unassuming, gorgeous people. Like when you really look at them, monkeys are better looking than people, but they don't have any attitude about it.
Yeah, they throw their shit. They don't care.
They literally fling their shit, which, I love that. Okay, back to these gibbons. So 17 chopstick boned gibbons. I'm back. Sorry.
So basically, they're so aggressive to Elliot, to Christopher Maloney. They put him in a house. They take away his phone. They put a monitoring anklet on him, and they're like, don't contact anyone. And then Benson comes to check on him at Mariska Hargitay, and then they bust in, and they're like, what the fuck? Who's in here? And she goes, hey, daddy. And she pretends to be a hooker. And,
who is this? Mariska does?
Mariska Hargitay.
I got it.
Because she's checking on her
they
partner.
literally hear people banging on the door, and she's like, quick, like, let me get into my bra and underwear and pretend to be a hooker, like a sex worker.
I like that. Okay. Nice save. That was a close one, Kara.
Tracy.
Hey, Trace, can you edit Kara saying the word hooker out? If she does, I'll be mad. We're leaving this whole part in. Okay, go on. Lisa, take it away.
So then the Russian
Where's the
guy,
gibbon? Where's the gibbon at this point?
Not yet. He's at the
I'm
airport.
so sorry. Oh, he's
but
at the
so the
airport. So
Russian,
cute.
the Russian is like, hey, Stabler, I'll take you to your job, and then pushes him out of the car and shoots him in the chest twice. So we're worried about him. And then this is my favorite. He doesn't take a day off work. He's back the next day chasing people at the airport. Blood is rushing out of his shirt. He is not taking a day off. And then they find the basketball and the monkeys in the basketball and is so happy to be not chopsticks.
By the way, the first thing I do the second this is over is Google monkey chopsticks. Like I'm sure. In fact, I'm not going to wait. I got to know if this is something that really exists. I have to know right now.
Because then there's a shootout and everything, and then we learn that the Jamaican guy is actually undercover for a year, and so that's another SVU twist.
Oh my god!
And he teaches Elliot, don't go undercover or you'll lose your family.
Oh my God, it's true. It's true.
I'm listening to you, but I'm also Googling
the chopsticks. I thought you meant that you'll lose your family.
No, the chopsticks
undercover.
is true. The chopsticks is true. I just looked it up.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
from
true?
the
Chopsticks
headlines.
made from their long arm bones.
Oh no, from 2016. Take me through the third one. I have to be honest, I am getting more sold because I think what I didn't expect from Law and Order SVU. That's Kara sending a text to Lisa saying, "When is this over?" And I respect it.
I'm just telling Jared that I'm good. That I'm still on.
5 more minutes.
I'm arranging my childcare.
Oh my god, I have to see that baby before we're done. By the way, so you
Yeah,
better
for
wake her ass up.
For sure. No, she's here.
I will say that I'm almost completely convinced because I didn't realize how stupid the show was. Like I didn't know it was this dumb. It does make it now fun. I'm like, oh, now I get it. I'm more in.
Yeah, you got to pick the right episodes. I mean, we definitely picked outrageous episodes to lure you, because sometimes it's just like a really horrific story about like a rape and justice and blah blah blah. But these ones are. I mean, should we even go into the third one? Do we even have time?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, if you want to, we can do that. We can also do like a quick spot of advice. I usually like to do a little advice at the end of the episode as well.
Yeah, we don't have to. Why don't you watch this one on your own time? You get Luke Perry.
Go on.
Julie Bowen, Sarah Gilbert.
You got to try it. It's a wild one. And a little kid steals a van and goes, and he's
there's a really crazy twist.
There's an eco-friendly clothing line.
You're losing me. I was in. The podcast is called That's Messed Up, an SVU podcast. So right now, subscribe to it before we get to advice with Liza Treyger and Kara Klenk, who are just so funny, and follow them at Glitter Cheese and at Kara Klenk. Girls, let's do a little advice. Now, Tracy puts these together. And I already have, so I don't like to read them before the podcast because I like it to be fresh for everyone. I'm already obsessed with this question because I've heard of this happening, and it's a real toss up as to whether or not this is a good thing to do. It's a Dear Abby question, which is what we like to call a throwback. Dear Abby, when my then boyfriend asked me to marry him, he didn't have a ring ready, but I happily accepted his proposal. Now let me stop right there, girls. If someone proposed to you without a ring, I'd be okay with it.
I didn't get a ring when I got proposed to. I asked to not have one.
No, you're kidding.
No, I asked.
Tell me why.
I just was like, I think it's a 100-year-old tradition. It doesn't go back that far as people think. Like, it was created by De Beers. Like, I didn't understand my husband that's like working so hard on comedy. He was doing well. He could have bought something, but we ended up putting a lot of that money into our wedding and into going on a cool honeymoon. Like, and I was like, that's great. And also, it's just not my style. I'm just not going to walk around with a big ass diamond. And I feel like most girls don't. They put it in a drawer and they insure it, and it's like never. You know, I don't know. It wasn't for me. I love looking at my friends' rings. Oh, please, like, give me the finger immediately. I want to look at the ring. I want to talk shit about the ring. But I didn't want one.
Talking shit about the ring is fun. Lisa, how do you feel about it?
Yeah, I agree.
Okay,
it's
good answer.
It's not a deal breaker or anything, but I would like. I have a ring picked out at Catbird, so yes. There's a black diamond.
At Catbird? That's funny.
That's where my wedding ring is from.
No kidding. I didn't know that they had jewelry. Is that ignorant of me? I thought they were clothing.
Catbird?
It's only jewelry.
It's a jewelry store.
Hey, Trace, can we edit that out? Literally. Girl, you're telling me Catbird is... What story am I thinking of in Brooklyn? There's another like catty cat store that has like
what was
Japanese
dresses.
Yeah.
I followed them on Instagram for forever. I didn't know it was a real place. And then when I moved to New York and saw it, and I was like, this is New York, baby. Like, I couldn't believe that I was seeing the like brick and mortar store of it.
I feel like Catbird owes us all an engagement ring. But let me keep reading. So she goes on to say, I assume it's a woman, we were in our late 20s and had been dating for almost 10 years. He then took me to the jewelry store so I could select one to my taste and liking within budget. I don't mind that either. I think that's nice. I would prefer that, frankly. We took a picture of the ring. He told me he would bring his mother back to the jewelry shop. Ooh, I like this already. With him so she could help with the price haggling. Now, you know, I'm already thin-lipped, buck-toothed, and excited. Because anytime the mother gets involved with anything wedding related, it gets fucked. And it's just, Kara, you really can't say otherwise, but do you get along with your mother-in-law?
Oh, yeah. Like, my mother-in-law is just like a sweet woman who, like, she would never say anything. Like, I could do something terrible and she'd be like, well, I guess that's what Kara's into. You know, like, she's just like the sweet woman. Like, yeah, I have no problems with her.
A week later, he told me he had made the purchase and we both couldn't wait for our engagement ceremony. I'm so excited. As we took the next step in our relationship. On that day, to my surprise, the ring he put on my finger wasn't the one I had selected. You don't say. However, in front of his family, my family, and probably 40 guests, I pretended nothing happened, which is obviously the right thing to do. I added that. I wasn't happy at all, told him later in private that it wasn't the ring I chose. His answer was his mother thought this one would look better, in my opinion, cheaper than the one I had liked, and that I was overreacting. I told him that he had not taken me shopping. Oh, excuse me. I told him that had he not have taken me shopping, I would have appreciated any ring he bought. He brushes me off when I try to discuss why did he take me and then disregard my opinion. Am I overreacting? Okay. This is a great question because this is inherently tension between her and the mother-in-law. I mean,
yes,
that's what this is. This is a controlling mother who still has her son under her thumb.
Absolutely.
I'm a big follower of like, Am I the Asshole on Twitter? I love that account so much.
I don't know it. I like it.
It's like a Reddit forum, but this Twitter account like puts the best ones. And actually,
spoiler,
one time,
they're always the asshole. Like everyone's always the asshole.
Or they're an abused person, and you're like, you are being manipulated. Get the fuck out. And
wow.
My one fun thing is I comment on it all the time. And Padma Lakshmi liked one of my Am I the Asshole responses, and I'm like, is she on this thread? This is the best.
Padma's always the asshole. No, we love Padma. We love Padma. Yeah, go on.
But one of my biggest pet peeves is when people brush away, like you say how you feel and it's like, shut up. That's not a thing. Whatever. I think it's gaslight.
Yeah.
You're overreacting. That's one of this is how they feel. It is totally legitimate. And you know you did something wrong. And that's why you're trying to brush it over and make them feel like they're crazy.
Well, it's gaslighting. And it's, I think what's so annoying too is that Ooh, Abby's answer is real short, and I haven't read it yet because the font, look how tiny that is. You probably can't see. Anyway, it's teensy. But I can guarantee you that she's going to say, you got to tell him, because the truth is it's going to happen their entire relationship with anything in the future that the mother's way is going to be first. And like, I'm sorry, are you fucking your mom? That's what I would say. If I were Abby, are you fucking your mom? You know what I mean? Is he fucking his mom? Because if not, you
Also,
should be the first.
10 years? They've been together 10 years.
I know.
How did these problems not come up in 10 years?
Well, it sounds to me like maybe, oh God, that's so hurtful. Can you imagine getting an ugly ring that your mother-in-law chose? Ugh, I don't like it at all. I'll make it quick. You were not overreacting. Your fiance's mother had a lot of nerve. I like when Abby gets pissed. She apparently rules the roost and chose that occasion to assert herself. Worse, it appears her son values her opinion over yours. Exactly. He owes you an apology. If this happened recently and you were not yet married to this prize, well, she's so bitter. Whoa. Abby is the bitter side.
Whoa.
The two of you should consider making a return trip to that jeweler. That's right. Hopefully the scenario won't be repeated with the selection of the wedding rings. Wow.
This is a very Bunny McDougal move, I feel like.
Oh, Sex and the
For
City
the
we're
Sex and the
talking?
City fans,
Yeah,
yeah.
you got it. I want to just read one more, but the answer that they gave is really long, so I don't think we should read their answer. Do we have time for one more quick one?
I want one, please.
Oh, I love when you're like that. Here we go. This is from an advice column called Ask a Fuck Up from Jezebel. Dear Fuck Up, the most wonderful time of the year is upon us. That's right, the time of the year when my husband's family members relentlessly text us asking for holiday present ideas. I fucking hate it. He hates it. It's enough work trying to come up with your own reasonably priced, meaningful gift for your significant other. Now I have to give someone else my great idea, but they get the credit? I don't understand. So the family's texting her for ideas for what to get the husband? Maybe?
Yeah,
I guess.
Confusing. Fuck off. I hate when people write to Jezebel and they think that by using the F word a lot, they sound like really fucking edgy as I use it. But they're always like, I get the fuck. It's like, okay, it's just niche problem that I have with Jezebel. Okay. Honestly, if you don't know enough about me to think of a suitable present, I would truly rather not get anything at all. Oh, I see. They want to know, what would you like?
What do you want? Yeah.
I actually hate that question. Just get me what I'm not going to tell you what I really want because it's expensive probably. So just get me something.
I hate when people ask me what I want.
And meanwhile, what do you guys want for Christmas? What's like the big, just a separate topic. What do you guys really want for Christmas?
I remember one time I told Jared, he goes, my mom wants to know what you want for Christmas. I go, you know what I could use is some workout stuff. And the mom was like, I'm not doing that. Like as if giving me workout stuff was like telling me I'm fat.
Fat shaming you.
Like telling
That's
me
nice.
I need to work out. I was like, no, I'm asking for it. Like just get me some like Athleta pants or something. Like
people are, Lisa, have you ever asked for anything and then not gotten it?
Well, usually like if my parents ask me for something and I want it, they get it for me. But I don't think so. I think I'm a really easy person to shop for. A lot of things make me really happy. I honestly
that's good.
Yeah, I like most things. So I think I'm easy to shop. I don't know why I'm stuttering and getting so uncomfortable with this question.
Is it because we've been on too long?
You have a lot of you have a lot. You're pretty easy because you like post about things you like all the time and like you're expressive about what you
sign
like.
are you?
I'm
Lisa?
a
Both
Virgo.
Virgos.
Both Virgos, so control freaks.
We're different we're different sides of the Virgo, I feel like, because I'm September 20th and she's August 31st. So like because I think we're different, but we do have some different.
We definitely. But I love buying people presents, and it's like a source of pride for me.
Yes.
So
Her
I
love
also,
language.
It definitely is. So I like when people ask me what should I do for people because it makes me excited to like achieve like this. Like I think I'm so good at it that I want to help people figure out what to buy for someone, and then that person be happy.
Well, I'm the same way. I love to buy gifts for people. And I think it's just because I like to shop so much. And it's fun to, I sometimes have to like curb myself from buying people gifts because I may not know them that well or it's like too soon into, you know what I mean? But I'm always like, God, that'd just be great for this person. And then I don't want to do it. I hoard
kind of
gifts as well.
expect people to read my mind sometimes, though. Like my whole life, I've done that, and then I get upset. Like on Christmas, I'd be like, "My parents are going to get me the thing I want," and then they don't, and I'm like, "I can't believe they didn't." And I never said what I wanted. I was just like, one time, I really thought my parents were going to get me a pony. Like I really thought they were, and in my mind, I like had no idea. I think I was like 12. I had no idea you have to like get a stable. Like you have to pay for. I thought it was going to live in our front yard.
Yeah,
and I had dreams of waking up on Christmas morning and like opening and seeing the pony just on our front yard eating grass.
That's like how I wanted to be a veterinarian when I was little. And then but I thought all you had to do is hug the animals. Then they're like, no, you have to slice them open. I was like, pardon me? Like, I was like, that's not happening.
Stick your fingers all the way in their buttholes.
In their assholes. I was like, let me think about it.
Oh my God, it started snowing. Holy shit. Oh, but this triggered a memory that I totally forgot. But like as kids, me and my sister bought everyone presents for each other. So my parents would give us the credit card because they're too foreign and they couldn't be bothered. And so like we would buy all the presents and be like, Dad, give this to Mom. You give this to me. So we were in charge of everyone's gifts.
How old, when you say kids, how young were you?
My sister's 10 years older than me, but like from the beginning, my sister, we took charge of everything. And then the only surprises I had was like what my sister would give me.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
I did a thing last year around Christmas time with 3 friends when we were in normal times where we were at dinner in the West Village. And I came up with this game, which really was just a reason to shop fast. But we went in 2 teams, everyone separately though. We had a $10 limit and we had 15 minutes to buy a gift for someone. Like it was like like emergency Secret Santa, basically. So you had to go at a place within 2 or 3 blocks, find a store, get something cheap, and then we did a big gift exchange. And it was actually really fun. Someone got like pancake batter, which was a shitty gift, but they were just like funny. I don't know. It was like fun to like have the immediacy of getting a gift. Gift getting is really fun, but also stressful at times because obviously if you don't like the gift, that's stressful. And I do the thing of hoarding gifts where I'll find like I have so many beautiful picture frames in my apartment up in storage, wrapped like gorgeous, like I don't even want to say the brand in case I ever give one to someone. They'll be like, that's been in your apartment for 3 years, but truly like expensive ones. And then I forget that I have them. And then I'm like, oh, I have to get a gift for someone. And I go out and buy gifts. Like I'm fucked up. I have a problem mentally.
No, I don't even. Why are you not a Virgo? Because are you an Aries or something? My sister
I'm a Cancer.
Yeah, they have gift closets too.
My mom does it too. It's just something. And then anytime I need a gift, I do the same thing where I go to, don't laugh because it's really not that expensive, but I'll go to Tiffany's and get wine glasses or champagne flutes. And then it gets wrapped. And it's just like a nice, simple, beautiful, tasteful gift. And everyone's always happy.
That used to be my go-to. If I gave a gift too late that the registry was full, I would just give 2 Tiffany's champagne flutes.
How much is that?
Cheers to you.
It's
actually
like $60. It's not so
that bad.
No.
It was like when I was in my 20s. If I could afford it, it wasn't that bad.
It's the secret.
Wow.
It's the secret, expensive, cheap gift. Because people are like,
thank
wow.
you.
Yeah. Girls, I'm not going to even read that letter. I think we got everything we needed to get out. I'm so happy that this worked out. And I really am not just saying this. Like, I was tired today and I was like, all right, just get through the podcast and you can relax. And you've completely changed my entire energy. Like, I feel so fun and chatty now. And I really appreciate it. And I'm just so happy that you guys were able to do this. It's so nice.
Thanks bring the baby in. Bring Rosie in.
While you bring the baby in, let me just give another plug for the new podcast. Kara's up getting the baby. First of all, follow the podcast on Instagram and Twitter at That's Messed Up Pod and Messed Up Pod on Twitter. It's called That's Messed Up, an SVU podcast. Subscribe to it now. Liza Treyger, Kara Klenk, Law and Order SVU. I see Kara negotiating the baby coming in. I'm watching this.
Do you buy greeting cards too?
I do.
Me too.
Yeah, no, we're fucked up.
Rosie.
Oh my God. Hi, Rosie. Kara, she's gorgeous.
Hi. What did you do today?
She went on a walk with Dada, right? Did you go on a walk? Did you go on your bike?
I think she's mesmerized by my makeup-free, by our makeup-free faces. She's like, what's going on there?
It's cold. You were outside. That's Michelle.
Hi. Oh my God, Kara, she's literally, I see this kid. I'm like, I want kids. You made a huge mistake bringing her in.
She's a good one.
She is.
She wants to play dice because she's near her.
She's a little guys and dolls. She's a little Nathan Detroit. Yeah. When you see, hey, subscribe to Kara's baby. It's the
Please, I have to feed this little thing. Please.
You're so funny, Michelle. I actually subscribed to the pod while we were on, and I can't wait to leave a review.
Oh my God. Well, I'm going to review yours right now. I'm not just saying it. 5 stars for everyone. Listen, have the most fabulous day and week. And I'm so glad this worked out. And thanks for doing it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Congrats on the new podcast. And guys, we'll see you next week. Last pod of 2020. Thank fuck for that. Bye, everybody.
Forever Dog.
This has been a Forever Dog production. Midnight Snack with Michelle Collins, is executive produced by Brett Boehm, Joe Cilio, and Alex Ramsey. Produced by Tracy Soren. Original theme music by Gabe Lopez. Cover art by Ben Wiseman. To listen to this podcast ad-free, sign up for Forever Dog Plus at foreverdogpodcasts.com/plus. Check out video clips of our podcasts on YouTube at youtube.com/foreverdogteam. And make sure to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Forever Dog Team to keep up with all the latest Forever Dog news.